Can we have a real conversation? Because I keep seeing people say things like, I don't feel God anymore. I don't have the same passion like I used to have. I don't pray like I used to. I don't read my Bible like I used to. And immediately people start acting like the person done backslid, joined a cult, and moved to the wilderness somewhere. Baby, can we please calm down? Because sometimes you didn't lose your passion for God. Sometimes life just jumped you. And if that's you, this video is for you. Now hear me clearly. I'm not making excuses. I'm just telling the truth. Because this happened to me, okay? I never stopped believing in God. I never stopped loving God. I never woke up and said, you know what? I'm done with Jesus today. Never. But life got loud, real loud. I'm talking about bills, kids, relationships, business, stress, disappointment, trying to survive, trying to heal, trying to keep moving forward. And somewhere in the middle of all that, God stopped getting the attention he deserved. Not because I didn't love him. I was distracted. And that's what nobody wants to talk about. Most people don't walk away from God, they drift. One day you miss reading your Bible, then another, and you tell yourself you will pray later, then later becomes tomorrow, and tomorrow becomes next week. And before you know it, you wondering why you feel spiritually dry, why you feel disconnected, you feel distant. Spiritual drift rarely happens overnight. It's usually 1,000 little distractions pulling you away from God. Think about it like this. If I never call my best friend, never text her, never spend time with her, eventually we're going to feel distant, right? Not because she changed, not because I changed, but because the relationship isn't being nurtured, right? And that's the same thing that can happen with God. The relationship is still there, but the closeness isn't. Now here's where I'm going to probably step on some toes. I think a lot of people know about God, but they don't really know God, right? They know church, they know religion, they know Christian sayings, they know what the pastor said, but they haven't developed a personal relationship with him. Because when you know God's character, you stop assuming every hard season means he left you. For me, the wake-up call came when life started falling apart, one disappointment after another, one relationship after another, one problem after another. And honestly, this season showed me how much I needed God, not because life was easy, because it wasn't, not because everything was working out, because it wasn't, but because I realized I couldn't carry everything myself. Now here's the part people don't like. There wasn't some magical overnight transformation. I didn't wake up super saved. I didn't hear one sermon and suddenly become perfect, right? I started taking small steps. I started praying. I started reading my Bible. I started listening to worship music. I started surrounding myself with things that pointed me back to God, little by little, day by day. And can I tell y'all something? The passion didn't come back first. The obedience did, okay? Let me say that one more time. The passion didn't come back first. The obedience did. Some of y'all are waiting until you feel like praying, waiting until you feel like reading your Bible, waiting until you feel close to God. But sometimes feeling follows faithfulness, not the other way around. What helped me most was looking back, not forward, back. Because when I look back over my life, I saw God. I saw him in the heartbreak. I saw him in the financial struggles. I saw him in the lonely seasons. I saw him in situations that should have broken me. I saw him carrying me even when I didn't realize he was carrying me. And that's why I tell people, before you decide God abandoned you, look back. Maybe somebody watching this needs to hear this. You don't have to understand everything God is doing. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to see the whole plan. Sometimes faith is trusting God anyway. Sometimes faith is showing up anyway. Sometimes faith is opening up your Bible anyway. Sometimes faith is praying anyway. Because God isn't just God when life is good. He is God when life falls apart too. And if you remember nothing else from this video, remember this. You can still trust his heart even if you can't trace his hand. All right, sis, what's one thing God brought you through that you will never forget? Tell me in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe because we're growing in faith together over here. Like, share, comment, and y'all have a good day.